Today we're going to dive into the core ideas from the book Neraca. It's really a guide for finding your footing in a world that, let's be honest, feels more and more chaotic. So if you've ever felt like you're being pulled in a million different directions at once, yeah, this is for you.
So let's just start with the big question the book asks, right? Why does so many of us feel, well, fundamentally out of balance? You know that feeling, kind of disconnected, a little overwhelmed, like you're always just reacting to things instead of actually living with intention?
Well, according to Neraca, a huge piece of the puzzle actually starts with our digital lives. We get trapped in what the book calls an echo chamber. You know, the algorithms are designed to shield us from anything that might challenge what we already think. So we end up in this bubble where our own views are just bounced right back at us, making the world seem way simpler and a lot more divided than it really is.
In that echo chamber? Well, it's just one of several powerful forces that are constantly pushing us off-center. Let's dig into the key sources of this modern imbalance.
So, beyond that digital echo chamber, the book really shines a light on two other massive pressures. First, there's the illusion of choice. We think having endless options is great, but it often just leaves us feeling paralyzed and kind of dissatisfied. And second, there's this heavy burden of what society expects from us, which pushes us to wear masks instead of just, being who we really are.
And the cost of giving in to all that pressure is just immense. As the book puts it so powerfully, they sacrifice their authenticity on the altar of acceptance, trading their true selves for the comfort of fitting in. That trade-off, it creates this deep, nagging sense of disconnection from our own core.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? This is where the book introduces a really radical shift in perspective, a whole new way of seeing the world that it calls life's dance of duality.
Now, the central idea here is a little counterintuitive. We're always taught to chase happiness and get rid of sadness, right? To seek order and avoid chaos at all costs. But Neraca argues that this is a huge mistake. True balance isn't about eliminating the so-called negative stuff. It's all about integrating these opposing forces. I mean, think about it. You can't really appreciate light if you've never known shadow. You can't experience true, deep joy without also knowing what sorrow feels like. Life is this constant, beautiful interplay between these forces. And wisdom? Well, wisdom comes from learning how to dance between them, to embrace the whole spectrum of what it means to be human. And this right here, this is the very essence of finding balance. It's not about cutting away the bad parts of life to create some perfect, sterile existence. No. It's about learning to hold it all, the certainty and the uncertainty, the light and the shadow, and weaving them together into a complete, authentic whole.
Now, this whole dance of integration, it absolutely has to start from within. This next part is all about what the book calls healing the fractured self.
Neraca uses characters like Alex to explain this idea of the fractured self. See, Alex is this professional who's totally confident and in charge at work, but then at night, he's just haunted by insecurity and self-doubt. That internal tug-of-war is a massive source of our imbalance.
Does any of this sound a little familiar? I mean, we all wear these masks, right? We might be the go-getter in one room and the people-pleaser in the next. The real problem starts when these different identities are at war with each other, pulling us apart from the inside out.
So the way out of this, as the book puts it, is a journey home. Think of it like a pilgrimage back to yourself, where you learn to accept and even embrace all of these different pieces. It's about finding authenticity, not by picking one mask over the others, but by realizing that all of them are a part of you.
All right, so once we start that healing process on the inside, we can turn our attention outward. This section is all about how we connect with the people around us, which the book just beautifully calls weaving a tapestry of belonging.
Because the book is super clear on this. Finding balance is not a solo mission. It's not something you do locked away in a room by yourself. We're social creatures, and our own stability really depends on actively nurturing those invisible threads that tie us to our friends, our family, and our community.
And the book offers a really practical path to do this. It starts with practicing generosity, creating these little ripples of positivity out in the world. Then it's about cultivating gratitude, intentionally shifting our focus to the gifts in our lives. And finally, and this one can be tough, it's about walking the path of forgiveness, releasing that heavy burden of resentment. Each one of these practices is like a thread that makes our shared tapestry stronger.
Okay, so we're balancing our inner self, we're weaving stronger connections with others. Where does this whole journey lead? It leads to the ultimate goal, a really powerful state of being that the book calls resonance. This is that moment when everything just clicks, when your authentic inner self is in perfect harmony with your actions and your relationships in the outside world. That's when you enter this state of resonance. You could almost think of it as the ultimate flow state, where living just feels effortless and deeply, deeply meaningful.
And just notice the language here. Resonance isn't described as some static final feeling. It's a dance. It's an active, ongoing, beautiful alignment with the world, where you feel completely in tune with yourself and everything around you.
This is the payoff for the entire journey. It's living with this deep sense of harmony and purpose. It's feeling a profound connection to yourself and to others. It's being guided by your own inner wisdom. This state of resonance, well, it's the very definition of a balanced, well-lived life.
And so, the path that Neraca lays out for us, from understanding why we're so imbalanced to embracing duality and connection, it all leads right here, to this possibility of resonance. The book gives us the map, so the only question left is, how will you begin your dance?